I'm glad you're here, but you gotta be quiet. They've been so excited about the fact that we're gonna be hiding a geocache today. I've had a heck of a time getting them to settle down. So let's just go check in on them and see how they're doing. Hey there, fellow geocacher. You're watching Waypoints, your geocaching tips, news, views, and interviews. Today's topic is going to be how to get accurate coordinates for our geocaches. Let's check it out. Okay, there are several different ways that we can get accurate coordinates for our geocache. The first one I'm going to show you is using a GPS unit. So I've already got it set to the compass mode, and you can see at the top here I'm already showing the coordinates. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my first location, which is right here, this plaque. I'm going to set the GPS down on there. So bear with me because this can be a little bit awkward trying to get the balance right. So let's see how we're doing here. Okay, so we just set that down like that. And we're just going to leave it sitting there for about 5 minutes or so it can keep sampling over and over again. Now this is not GPS averaging. This is just it sitting here, settling into the location where it's at. You know what? And while we're at it, let's do the same thing with the geocaching app. So this time, we're going to get coordinates using the geocaching app on our smartphone. What we do for that is we pick a nearby geocache and select to navigate to it. So give me a second while I switch the screen on that. So I've picked my geocache, you can see it right there. I tap on the name of it, and then I pick navigate. Once I'm in the navigate screen, I can switch to the compass mode, which is up near the top right hand corner. And that shows us what our current location is and the distance to the destination and the destination coordinates as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my phone and I'm going to try to place it beside my GPS so they can both measure coordinates at the exact same time for the plaque where my multi is going to start. So it's again, bear with me as I try to get down there and balance for this. Of course, now I got a phone to deal with at the same time. So let's go with right about there. That looks about good. So there, we've got them sitting side by side now, and we're gonna go away for a little bit, come back in like 5 minutes, maybe 6 or 7, and see what the coordinates show. That way they've had a good chance to settle in to their proper locations. Okay, so by this point, my GPS and my phone have both been sitting there for 5 minutes, taking samples of the coordinates that we're going to be using for the first stage of a multi-cache. Let's go and have a look at the displays and see what coordinates they both show. Okay, here we go. We are walking towards the first stage of the multi. Going to lock in on that phone and that GPS that are sitting on top of the plaque that I placed a little while ago. They've been sitting here for at least 5 minutes. Let's see how their displays look. So just zooming in on this one, we'll get a bit of shadow there. So we can see the coordinates on the GPS. They end in 110 and 960. And over on the phone, we've got to zoom in a little closer. 112, 967. So we've got a little bit of a discrepancy between the two units, even though they are side by side and have been sitting here for 5 or more minutes. So the next method that we're going to try is GPS averaging, which is included in the GPS model on the left. Unfortunately, to the best of my knowledge, the geocaching app does not have such a feature. Okay, my GPS has been averaging for a little over 6 minutes now, and as you can tell, it's a little chilly out here, so I kind of really want to get this done and back into the nice warm house so I can put these coordinates in and get my new multi-cache set up. So we're going to zoom in on the screen and see what the averaging shows. Okay, 1 second as we switch view. All right, let's check out the screen and see what the averaging shows for coordinates. Let's get a little shadow over there to make it easier to see. And those coordinates look like end in 113, 957. not that far off from what we had when we had the GPS beside the smartphone taking its readings. And you can see that we've been sampling for almost 9 minutes now, so I would have to say that that's probably going to be pretty accurate by this point. But there is a third way to try, and that is by taking several readings by walking away from the site, coming back and marking the spot, and then averaging them ourselves. So let's take a quick look at that. Here we are at the recommended parking coordinates. You can see there's my car in the background, my trusty little Toyota Corolla. We're going to head along that pathway now and walk back to stage 1 to see how accurate our coordinates really were. As you can see, every time we go somewhere, the coordinates are updating. Entering onto the green ribbon trail. As you can see, lots of traffic on the roads today. At least you can hear them driving by several times throughout the video. But that's okay, because geocaching can be an urban or a rural kind of activity. So let's just stop here and check out this this memorial for the Green Ribbon Trail. As you can see, we've got a bit of snow here in St. Catharines. And of course, if you do my multicache, you'll get to come and see this in person. So let's continue on down the trail and head for that first plaque. Check in with our coordinates again, see how we're doing. Now, if I recall, it should end in something close to 113957. So here we are. We're about 10 meters away. As we get closer and closer, coordinates seem to be lining up pretty well. And, well, there's our 111. And we're back over top of the plaque. 112959. And I'd have to say that's a pretty successful reading. And we're heading back to that main walkway that head us out to the plaque. As you can see, we actually look like we might be getting a little bit further away, and that's because it is up the hill to the left of us. So shortly we'll be walking up a set of stairs, and I wanted to make sure that I got a good distance away from the geocache area, so that way the coordinates would have a chance to settle in or vary a little bit, and that way it would have to recover itself. And that is most important. Here we are back at the 3-column monument for the Green Ribbon Trail. And back onto this familiar pathway that takes us to the plaque ahead. As you can see, we are getting closer and closer, both to the plaque and also with our coordinates that we'd recorded earlier. So let's see how we do this time. There's that familiar 111. 112, and over it we have, let's see if we can get a shadow on here somehow. That looks like, oh boy, that's tough to see. There we go. 113961. 115. So as you can see, the number of times that you take coordinates really does make a difference. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you inside where we're going to go through the last step of putting these accurate coordinates into a listing.
Okay, back inside now, and I'm ready to put my coordinates that I took out in the field and put them into my new geocache. I'm going to show you both screens, whether it be from the GPS or from the smartphone, and I'm assuming that we know how to get to the height of geocache, but just in case we don't, let's go up to the top here. We click on play, that gives us a drop down, and the very top item after the view map is hide a geocache, but I've already gone to that page for us. So since we already have our coordinates, we know our hiding spot. No need to search locations to see if they're available, because it's going to let us know on a future screen how much stuff is in the area. We get to choose which type of geocache we're placing, and in my case I'm going to be making a multi-cache today, so I click there. Down on this screen we're given the first choice, which is, did we hide something physical, or are we using a virtual stage, which means we're going to take some data off of an existing item like a plaque, which is what I did, to create an offset. So for physical items, you put in the coordinates and then the map will let you know if that space is available. For virtual items, we don't really need to worry so much about availability unless it's an off-limits area or a spot that just can't support a geocache. So I'm going to type in the coordinates that I have, and those would be 4311 113 by west 79 16.957. By going over and clicking on the map, I will see the availability in that area. So let's do that, and you can see, yep, that looks like approximately the right location. A lot of red circles in the area. Again, those are places where you cannot place a physical geocache because something is already taking that area up. It doesn't show you everything because there could be finals or stages of other multi-caches, mysteries, letterboxes, where I goes that are also in the area. So just because this map shows it's available doesn't necessarily mean it's available. But let's proceed forward and assuming that it is, and after this you would go down to this box and you would add in, let's say, the final stage or the next stage that you would go to.
I've been calling for waypoints. I hope you found that video useful. If you have, please click on the like button. Then also, if you want to see other content that comes up, then please definitely subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell. Were you able to find that trackable code? Because today's trackable is my coveted 1701A geocoin that I got from a friend named Tony who has sadly passed away. Great coin to have in your collection if you can find one. Anyway, thanks so much. Hope you've been subscribing and enjoying the content. And if you know of anybody who could use this information, please feel free to share it and pass it along. We'll see you on the next episode of Waypoints.